Twitch. International Master William Paschall. It's Weird Wednesday. Getting weirder by the minute. Okay, so Ponda and I are taking challenges 5+3 through 7+3. Casual. The focus being on playing unusual openings, thus the Weird Wednesday theme. Let me see if I can find a warm-up game here somewhere. No one's online that I know, except for Tricks only. Seen him in a while. Also a streamer, or was. Haven't seen him streaming lately. Good morning. 2-hour stream here till 1 o'clock. Busy week. I've got a tournament for the first time on Friday. For the first time in 2 years. Nearly 2 years, anyway. Kind of compacting my schedule into a few days here before Friday, so I'm a little bit busy. We're streaming just 2 hours today rather than the usual 2.5. Let me go to the lobby and find a victim here. Lobby victim. We had an interesting tournament yesterday. Marco challenging me. All right, let's play him. 5+7 is too long, though. It's a very long increment. Nobody else challenged me to 5+7, okay? That's an extremely big increment. It probably doesn't end up being much more than 7+3 at the end of the day, but the 7 seconds can add up. So challenges should be between 5+3 and 7+3. I need something weird against the French. Okay, knight h3 is too weird. Someone was asking me recently about f4. And I don't think this is that bad. There are two options. We could play knight to c3 or e5. I would think that e5 is best. Maybe not. I've definitely seen this played, especially by coffeehouse players, but even if a handful of grandmasters have played this type of line with white, it's basically a closed Sicilian. But I've played e5 very early here. You know, what concerns me is that black could break with f6 at some point. Is it a good move or not? Depends on the situation. I wonder if I should develop my queen knight. Knight c3. Reinforce the center a little bit. Does black go for f6? That's the question. Nimzovich was normally teaching that it was wrong to attack the head of the pawn chain too early. Though I think here, because white can't all that adequately reinforce e5, our strong point. f6 might be justified by black. Not everyone is comfortable with that move, though. Personally, I don't really like playing f6 in a French type position. If other possibilities are available, he's opting for development of the pieces. So this will more or less turn into closed Sicilian slash closed Sicilian slash birds opening. It looks like f4 was played on move 1. Okay, knight e7 takes away the f6 idea for now. He's trying to establish a strong piece on f5. This reminds me of some lines of the English. Playing like c3. Some refer to this type of formation as the big clamp. If I do knight a3, knight c2, version of the closed Sicilian again. Maybe I should focus on my kingside development now. Bishop h3 or bishop g2. Again, I'm concerned about f6. Reminded of a game my teammate Sebe Attila played recently. That was a different position, though. All right, we'll just develop here classically. Interesting. Allowing g4. So if g4, he can't play knight h4 without sacrificing a piece. That's not outside the realm of possibility, like g4, f takes e, knight h4, g4, knight h4, sorry, g4, what am I thinking? Knight h4, f takes e, knight f3, e takes f. What if I were to take on f6 here? Takes with the bishop g4. If I was to play g4 right away, knight h6, pawn takes f6. King Wiki. Indeed, Happy New Year. A scary new year it is. What's up? Where is everyone? Quiet today. Wednesdays. I don't like pulling my rook off the f-file, actually. I'm really kind of well placed there. I'd rather have the a rook jump over to e1. But we're focusing on the e5 backward point. Black has several interesting ideas here, I think. First of all, he can play something like queen c7 and just try to support e5. Or queen d6, perhaps. It's a better way to do it. Keep d5 protected. Tricky situation, though. If something like queen d6, knight a3. The other idea is d4 to try to drop a knight in on e3. That looks a bit anti-positional. Welcome, guys. I'm taking 5+3 through 7+3 challenges. Physically stopping e5 for now. I can drop a knight on e5 if necessary. Sounds like crazy house. Now we have to. What would Dimzovich say? Is this good? Dimzovich, very relevant to this game. Dimzovich. Again, I want my a rook on f1 here, and I'd be even more happy. The c1 bishop can stay where it is, but, you know, there's not much I can do with that piece. It's my worst piece, blocked by all these pawns on the dark squares. Not a lot to do with it. Maybe in some lines you would play like bishop f2, but the other rook is not in the game. He can't take with the knight. If he takes with the bishop, he gives up his valuable dark squared bishop and enables mine to be a little bit more lively. I don't think it's a big deal, though. I mean, he can certainly play bishop takes f6. At least it closes the open file, the half open file for white. Happy New Year. Inject some life in the chat today. Where is everybody? I think my maybe my internet is lagging or something. He did play it this way. So now we have some space advantage and our dark squared bishop isn't so bad. Black should have some consequential weakness on the dark squares. What to do? Connect. Internet connectivity. But it's kind of difficult for both sides to make progress here. Very blocked. The knight in f5 is a strong piece. I'm reluctant to play g4. Significantly weaken my king side. On the queen side, however, I think he has to be careful of the weakness on the dark squares. It doesn't look that big a deal, though. Yeah, I was thinking he might do this, but it's risky in a sense. I mean, if my bishop was to wheedle its way into c5, he would have some problems. b4, d4. Interesting. So b4 is probably not good here. I hadn't even considered a4. It's an interesting move. I don't think it's sound, though. Perhaps it is. If I played a4, he takes it. I can't get it back. Rook takes a4, knight to d4. Okay, queen g4 is interesting. I was looking at b4. Difficult for both sides to do anything, I should say. I don't know what to do. Just sit and wait. Not a lot I can do. I don't see how a4 would work. He would just take it. I can't recapture because of discoveries. No, a4 is a good idea. It would be great to open the a file, but this bishop here on d7. I wanted to play b4, but I chickened out because of d4. But I think this is likely a mistake by black. Maybe not. I don't really know that he's gaining anything with this, and he's risking a lot. The position. Maybe I could have played knight e3 last move, actually. It hadn't even occurred to me. Just reacting. But I guess eventually I can play d4. I don't want to see his rook on the 7th rank. Tenth position, black's played really well. His lichess ratings around 1903, 1860, 2008. Very solid game thus far. It's a funny French player who plays the black side of the closed Sicilian quite well. Alright, what do we do? Things are starting to get pretty weird. Wait, why did I reject knight e3? I don't know, but it better do something quick. Knight on f5 is just a monster. Could never play g4 without weakening my king side. I have a sacrifice, maybe, for 2 connected pass pawns. Interesting. Not real clear, but interesting. That's too much. sure about this, but it's unclear. E6 is possible. 2 pieces for the rook, but I have a strong protected passer on E5. Materially equal, but not really an easy position for either side to handle, I would say. His king is not really safe. And it's difficult to coordinate his pieces. Oh, this is a fantastic defensive move. Wow. I don't recall my other games with this opponent. Looks like I won with black. I remember that vaguely. I was black in the one and white in the other. Do not remember that. King f8 is probably a good move. We've got to act quickly here. Man, this is awkward. Did I miss e6 last move? No, he has a strong response there. There was f4 hanging. Incredible. Oh, I see. God. I'm like worse now. Perpetual threats by my opponent. A good defender. He's fast. What is he doing with queen b6? What a sneaky move that is. Unbelievable defense. think he doesn't have knight takes d4. If I played rook g8, he has king f7. It's a strong 1900. He did that? Is this actually sound? Black only losing because he hallucinated and went too far. Wow, what an epic game. Stalemate? No stalemate. Quiet morning here, guys. I'm only streaming till 1 o'clock. I don't know what happened. The whole world is missing. Wednesdays don't seem a very popular day. Alright. DK guy, 2234. I'm not sure, but I think he might be from Denmark. Crazy monkey. Okay, I mean, I'm just playing unusual openings, thus the strange f4 system against the French. I mean, I thought black was probably just better most of the game, although it wasn't easy, you know, and maybe it's just my perception that I don't like playing that kind of closed Sicilian, you know. Call it what you want, but that's a closed Sicilian. I don't know what to do here. I'm actually afraid of the London system. Not that it's like dangerous, but it's annoying. I have anxiety that people will play the London system. I'm sort of relieved to see like the more dangerous theoretical openings. It's embarrassing to like play against the London system and not win. Anyway, alright, so it's a Fianchetto King's Indian. I also play white. C4 is the main move. There's also B3. I've played A4. My last tournament that I played, I was playing A4 with white here. I had a couple games recently playing this sort of well, alright, before I get into that, he's going to play maybe B3. What's he thinking about? Yeah. Remember years ago I lost a game with black against this. It's just kind of a neutral move. It doesn't really do a lot. But C6 may or may not be worth time. Sometimes I have to play D5, turning it into a Grunfeld. I would have played C5 probably fairly early if he had played. You don't have to, but I think it's a good way to play against the London when you're playing G6. I don't even mind playing D5 and 2 moves here that much. We've got to do something. But I have played this type of setup with white. It's very solid. I remember the first time I encountered B3, I lost 1997 against International Master Djorkaeff Lajos. I had really no clue what I was doing against this kind of quiet move. And that's the main problem. I think when you give black rope, you give an inexperienced King's Indian player rope, you're saying, all right, I'm not trying to do anything, I'm just hanging out, you know, what are you going to do? A lot of players have no clue, you know, what they're doing with black here. All right, so if I play to try to trade the bishop on h3, he'll probably play rook e1. I don't know. I think that plan's a little underrated. I mean, overrated for black. A5 is something I often try to incorporate. It's a useful move. Mobilizing the rook a bit. Maybe we'll get A4 if he's nice. Sometimes A4 can be played as a pawn sacrifice to break up his structure. It develops my rook from original square. If knight C3, I'm going to strongly consider playing knight E4 to simplify. I'm looking at knight C3, knight E4, knight A4, but that's probably bad. Knight C3, knight E4. Black has slightly less space. Trading one piece makes a big difference. I'll be much more equal. Some animals are more equal than others. This animal is more equal when I can trade a set of pieces. If knight A4, I would go B5, obviously. It's a crazy move to suggest anyway, knight A4. I just thought because this square was a bit weak, there might be some justification. This is a normal move. In some previous games recently, I played D5 in a similar position. I'm just thinking about whether it's justified here or not. He doesn't have any of this queen b3 type of stuff because of the b3 pawn. So that was the thing that really caused huge problems for me when I was facing knight h4, knight f5, gf5. But this is still probably good for white. I'm not sure. Knight f5, gf5. What's he going to play? Knight e4, fe4, f3, f5. F takes E, or maybe it's even possible to play D takes E. No. I feel like I'm playing the Stonewall Dutch now. I can't play any other move here. Must take maybe knight C3 DE, F3 C5. I don't think it's going to improve my position that much, but it's interesting. Now he played a quiet move, E3. And white's position is fine, but I don't think he's going to wipe me off the map with this move. You know, the real question would be to go directly with knight e4, fe4, f3, trying to bust my position. That's what I was concerned about. Giving me a move to kind of consolidate should be solid for me. Still, white's probably better. DK guy is clearly a solid player. Positional style. Do you mind opening the G file? I don't like opening anything till I'm a little more developed, frankly. I wouldn't mind like knight d7, maybe one extra move of development, and then we could do what you want. But yeah, this particular situation, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it would have been more dynamic for him to take and play f3 and try to open the position quick. The G file doesn't seem particularly relevant here. But he's playing quietly. We need to develop. I have a lot of weaknesses. Obviously, I made a lot of pawn moves. I just can't afford an isolated f-pawn. So I have to take back this way. It looks like a grotesque exchange Slav. I'm not really enjoying this a lot, but white's pleases are pleases. White's pieces are not really, aggressively placed. Got the c file. My knight would like to be on c6 now, rather than d7. That would block off his c file play. Still, not that bad, hopefully, for us. It's not good. This variation, anything these lines with bishop f5 aren't very good. Question is, how bad are they? Now he has the ability to play f3. And I just realized something. Alright, so f3 is a positional threat. This is a minor issue. We may have a serious problem here. Rook a6 is interesting, but not good enough. Is it? It's going to lose an exchange. Can't lose the exchange. Rook e8 is a problem. I feel like I hear a tugboat outside. I live in a landlocked country. Okay. It's possible there's a tugboat on the Danube, but it's very far away. All right. Knight b5. Let's see. We got to do something. Queen there. Queen b6. a4 is not a problem for him. This is clearly his plan, but at least I have time to clear this. And white is better here. White is better here, but maybe we can survive. Terrible opening. Don't play bishop f5. Don't give him your white squared bishop on f5. The third time I tried to do this, and the third time I've had kind of a dubious position. He's too solid for my own good. Taking it easy on me. Sort of a stupid plan. By me. I mean, I would never criticize White's play other than the fact that he was a little bit too conservative. I think he could have had more in a lot of different ways. He's playing a higher rated player, so he's going to be a little more conservative, but I think a lot of points white was clearly better. And he just decided to err on the side of caution. But this is not good what I did. It looks like it's just bad. The problem is after knight h4, I think I just have a bad position, probably. Maybe it's not that bad. I have to move my bishop off of f5. I can't believe this has actually happened. See, only one person was crazy enough to play d5. Who was this dummy? Gilberto Hernandez of Mexico. I don't know him. But I empathize with him for playing d5. Yeah, this sucks for me, man. d5. I have to do this and then retreat my bishop away. Rachmanov. I like how Dreyev drew with Feingold. What is that, like an online game or something? Yeah, this is not great for black, but maybe it's not that bad. It's funny, the computer is even considering playing d5 here. That looks horrible. I have to play like bishop e6. Apparently it's not that bad. It's not a bear, this is Ponda. Ponda is the legend of my stream. Alright, anyway, you were clearly better, man. Imre Bardi, the Salim, and Varvara. We take challengers who are subscribers first. Varvara. Imre. We don't have any subscribers challenging at the moment. Imre, good luck. Lots of respect. Too much respect for my opponent. I think you had queen b5, putting me in a very awkward situation after exchanging knights on d6, for example. My light squares are just weak there. I mean, that's one of two or three ways where I could have had nearly, like, maybe not a winning position, but a clear advantage. DK clearly likes me too much. He didn't want to put me out of my misery. I appreciate it, though. Yeah, I think you should trade on e4 and play f3 directly. Trying to blow me open on the white squares would be the way of refuting my position. Black might be able to get some counterplay, consequently, on the dark color complex with, like I said, c5 somehow later, but Dragon. What am I doing here? It should be a normal dragon. I mean, I don't use this move order with black. I've never seen anyone make that exchange so early, but I guess it could just transpose. What have we got here? I generally don't play this type of stuff with white, but his move order where he's played d6 early makes it possible to do some kind of bishop e2, h4. The thing is, I'm supposed to be playing unusual openings, and that's why it's Weird Wednesday. So we'll try something a little bit different. I'm kind of forgetting the theme. Mr. Coffee, what's up? Last game I played a normal opening. Weird Wednesday, wake up. Alright, we're supposed to be playing unusual stuff. Nobody's reminding me. All the regulars aren't here. Masturbate's not here. Only Mr. Coffee and no problem at all. It's strange. Guess everyone's prepared for preparing for Donald Trump to start a war with Iran. All right. Let's hope for the best here. H5 drops a pawn to knight takes e4. Let's not and say we did. It's an interesting move order, you know, if you think about it. Just exchanging knights on this move. Knight takes, bishop takes. Is there something that I missed here? Like, I mean, I can play knight d5, right? That's relevant. Is it not? Wait a minute, the Women's World Championship. I'm such a discriminatory fellow. I don't even know these people who are playing for the Women's World Championship. It's so weird, you know. People. No, I think that Imre's move order has serious flaw here. What happens if I play knight to d5? What am I talking about? You have knight takes e4. Okay. I'm looking for something like there's some sort of refutation, but there's nothing. I guess I have to play f3 first, but then black has queen b6. That's interesting. But check out this variation. f3, and if he tries queen b6, we have bishop to b5. Even that doesn't really work. I want to check after the game. There's something not right about this move order. This looks like something Nefedov did against me with white. I've had probably this exact position with the black pieces. Now I have to play a3. I think I have to play a3. Right, the Women's World Championship. I realize that now, but it's not interesting to me. No offense. I don't know either of the players, don't know anything about them. Not just because they're women, they're obscure. It's not like Hu Yifan is playing Judith Polgar or something, you know? I mean, that would be interesting. Someone at least that I know. a6. That looks slow. The b5, b4 might be a little bit slow here. I wouldn't play a6. A rook to the c file looks kind of standard. Second-rate GMs. Are they really both around 2580? I mean, I've heard of Gorochkina or whatever. The other one is the world champion. I'm a snob. I don't want to watch anyone who's not like 2600 or above. All right. Now is b4 strong? I've got time for knight d5. Well, I don't think black can just ignore this capture. Possible. Although if b4, I could always play knight d5. I'm not worried about b4. Question is what to do next. I mean, eventually I have to worry about b4. Yeah, I mean, any chess streamers who want to make money, I'm not interested in that. I just love playing chess myself, teaching. I'm interested in exploiting it for the financial side of it. If I was, I would be streaming the Women's World Championship now, I guess. I stick to my routine. What I do well. I used to be a chess commentator though. All right. We did some Women's World Championships back in the day. H takes G, F takes G. This is a serious threat now. Yeah, I should just start gaming or something. You know, if I wanted to make money, like why am I playing chess? It doesn't make sense. There's a lot of chess players out there like just sort of desperately trying to make money, but I don't get it. Like why are you playing chess if your goal is to make money? It doesn't make sense. Talk about doing things the hard way. What are we doing here? b4 is a serious threat. Knight d5 allows capture on d2, followed by knight takes e4. We have f3, b4, knight d5. It's always the old standby. The unpinner, but this is really like a stopgap. One might call it a tad artificial. I don't like having my queen completely unprotected. What's the plan, guys? Or not. We can come up with other sort of strange suggestions. Speaking of snake oilers, It goes against my principles. Mule Skinner just challenged. I challenged. Freudian things going on, guys. Mule Skinner, 71, subscribed to Twitch Prime, 28 months. I have no problem with playing title players here. That's not the one I'd want to play. Turkey Farm 3, I've played them both. I blundered a mate to a 1600 yesterday, for the record. Man, I love the way that Mr. Ribardi is playing. I call him Mr. Ribardi. That's a crazy idea here. Mr. Ribardi's pretty strong. Bard Imre. For those of you that don't know, I live in a country called Hungary. People go by the name Imre quite frequently. Yesterday was funny, man. I dropped a mate against a 1600 and it just was like back rank mate and it's sitting there, obviously. I just had no concept. And when I made the move and he did it, I just walked out of the stream. It said I was going to jump off the balcony. People thought I was serious. He didn't play well. You know, he lost a piece, and then I sacrificed a piece back unnecessarily. Wow. Oh my god. You messed up everything with this stupid Queen C7. Damn. He seriously messed up everything. I had this insane mating net, like, set up for him. We'll review it quickly after the game. I want to show you guys what I was thinking. Both sides have misplayed this terribly. What am I doing here? Okay, he just lost on time in a better position. I think black's slightly better here. I'm threatening queen d5 check to trade queens. But there was some interesting features of this position. It's actually bishop takes, b takes c. Okay, he's clearly better here. Probably I can grovel for a draw, but I want to show this position after queen g5, which was a great move by me. Unfortunately, I left myself with just 24 seconds. So he plays this, and I didn't know what to do. I played rook d3, but let me see if my idea works. It was to play this, this, and this, and this. And it all didn't work. This doesn't work. I lose a piece. Yeah. So I can't play rook h3. Rook g3. So rook d3 was just a bad move, finally. I really thought he has a strong attack here. The engine is saying f4. I would never find this move. After rook d3, bishop c4. What am I going to do? Play knight to d5. Very complicated, and I couldn't have figured it out with 24 seconds left. Strange. It's really, really strange. I have never seen anyone do this. Knight takes d4. Okay, the move order is weird, you know. Most people who play the dragon already have their knight on f6. And people who play the accelerated dragon aren't playing d6. So, I mean, this position almost never happens. Queen d2. I was thinking about this. If I play f3, more common move order. But there should be nothing wrong with queen d2. But the one thing I was thinking was f3, queen b6. I have knight d5, which is unclear. This is really weird. This has never happened before. It's unbelievable. There's like no games where this has ever happened. I mean, it seems like queen b6 is kind of a critical move, actually. f3, queen b6. Knight d5, apparently. If you take this pawn, you lose to rook b1. Alright. So, but anyways, knight takes d4. Bishop takes d4. Knight f6. Just no obvious move. I thought this would transpose to something. Castles, castles. And I played h4, right? Zelchich. One master level game. Queen a5. Castles queenside. Now we've got a couple games. Bishop e6. Oh, that's interesting. So everybody else played queen g5 right away. Before the nonsense even starts. Of course, black could move the queen away, but no one tried that. That sort of makes sense. Interesting to note. So let's see. I thought that this was slow. b5. a6 was slow. h5. b5. hg. So I could have played queen g5 immediately. But let's say hg. He recaptures the correct way. Queen g5 is the best move. And with 24 seconds, I've played this well. But I have 24 seconds left. I came up with this fantasy about rook d3. It doesn't even work. Alright guys, don't try to launch into tactical complications when you don't have enough time. That's normally the thing. Mule Skinner. Mule Skinner has played 232 games with us here on my stream. Speaking of Denmark, how did we lose the h5 pawn without exchanging the knight? We didn't lose it. We just traded it. It's even better. It's not like a normal dragon where you sacrifice h5. 213, 232. This is 233. Principal Skinner. Good luck. Mule Skinner hasn't been around that much lately. I'm supposed to be playing unusual openings, guys. So we'll try to stick to that. I've got another hour left here. But he's not the leader. Oh, the French defense again. Yeah, he usually plays the French defense, so I shouldn't be surprised. I played that f4 last game, which I hate. I hate closed Sicilian. But it is really hard to play something unusual against the French defense. I mean, what can you do? Take that. Alpin, French. e5 is clearly black's best move. How bad can this be? The Alpine French. Now he's transposing the Sicilian, but I doubt that's black's best move. Knight e2 is a fairly good system for white. This chameleon system. It's interesting, and Mule Skinner is not playing the Sicilian, so no matter what I do, I end up playing. I don't want to just transpose to a mainline Sicilian. I end up playing some kind of close Sicilian no matter what I do, even though I don't really like it. King's Indian attack, probably one of the more popular sidelines against the French, Mr. Coffee, as you know. Certainly not an unusual opening. But this is more or less kind of King's Indian attack. Tactics and chess. Yeah, thank you for the game as well. It was interesting. I ran too short of time as usual to play well. We both played badly at the end. So if I take, he has queen takes d5, and white's position is dubious. I've seen bishop g2, pawn takes pawn, knight c3, f5, f3 sort of ideas. But he doesn't want that. He doesn't want any part in that. Now we have a transition to the other game, almost, with e5. The other option is knight to c3, clearly. Not so bad. Not so good. He could play d4, d3. Clearly d4 is the principled move here. French players don't always like to play that. That's why the Dunst opening is valid. After knight c3, d5, e4, d4 is black's best move. So some chess streamer that will remain nameless claimed it wasn't. But clearly, d4 is a very principled move here. We're relying on the opponent not liking that kind of structure. You know, typically people who play the French, they like their pawn structure set up on the white squares, and they don't like to expand to d4 necessarily. But if he keeps the tension, still I have to do something. Say knight c6, what do I do? It's possible to open the game, like knight c6, ed, d4. Remember Magnus having a game. I seem to remember Magnus having a game long ago along those lines with white. After knight c6, it's like something like d3 is pretty lame. Okay, I don't have to do anything. I could just castle. He can also just exchange here, by the way. So, challenging me. The only thing, if you try d3, you may be like going too far. This is a notoriously bad square for the knight in the King's Indian attack. It's like a lame sort of modern defense with colors reversed in that instance. I'd much rather he pushed to d3. So he's down a tempo, but I lost the tempo with a knight back to b1, so we're even basically. If knight e5, I mean, if e5, we have a kind of modern defense reversed, which I'm not crazy about, honestly. But he's not doing it. And they're enormously closed position. Black not yet committed to castling kingside. If f4, knight g4. He doesn't have to castle kingside. He could play it like a Petrosian system. I don't know. Knight d7, h5, knight f8, knight g6 or something. I don't know. h3 is so slow. And I hate committing my king to castling first. You know, it just gives your opponent a kind of clue what you're doing. Actually, f4, knight g4, knight takes d4. Let's calculate properly. But he has knight takes d4. And that's an interesting position, isn't it? f4, knight g4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, c3. So I win my piece back. But what circumstances? Probably not the greatest. I would wager that black is slightly better there. Maybe we can play like g4, knight g3. It's very weakening. Our other Danish viewer, Ubatis, he would like this with white. He likes to play knight c3 on the first move. I don't know, man. I think this is good. Knight d7. Maybe e5. I actually prefer black here, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's like playing the white side of a queen pawn game for Mule Skinner. The problem is he's not a queen pawn player, and that's going back to what I'm talking about. You know, making your opponent play a position maybe he's not comfortable with. Most French players don't like extending their pawn to d4. Queen c7, delaying castling. But the more he hesitates, maybe the more justified my position is. This is the structural advance, right? The way the pawn structure dictates the play should be. White plays for like f5 pawn break, and black plays for c4 pawn break. If he can establish b5, c4, a sort of trash compactor, imagine b5, c4, knight d7, knight c5. Black has classic kind of King's Indian-esque, the white side of the King's Indian type of play. But it's not so easy to do that. I mean, Queen c7 is an interesting move. He's not committing his king. He's just sort of being flexible. The problem is here, clearly I have a4. Preemptive strike. Queen a5 check. Bishop d2, queen a6. Slightly artificial. That would be a slightly artificial plan. Yeah, he's trying to keep his options open on castling, but I mean b5 is a dangerous move here for two reasons. The simplest to just take, you know. He could also play bishop a6 maybe. Taking isn't that bad. Temporarily his pawn structure is inferior, but I mean if he's able to play like a5, a4, or c4 later on, it's not going to matter. And a purist positional player here will argue that white is playing on black's side of the board. That's what Dvoretsky told me. When you play a4, in a King's Indian attack or something like that, you're going against strategic sort of soul of the position, you know. I'm supposed to attack on the king side. He's supposed to attack on the queen side. Yeah, Baron Zen, I know about the streamer battle, but I'm going to be on Friday. I'm going to be playing for the first time in 20 months in an over-the-board tournament. Next time, if it's possible, I'll take part. It's cool, you know, 3-0 time control. I think it's a cool idea. I'm going to have to pass this time. Not often I get a chance to play an over-the-board tournament. I've been like in retirement since April of 2018, basically. You have to have a fan club. I have like 2 teams already. You can join the Sparkle Horse team or the Ponda and Horses Club. Mr. Coffee. We already have a fan club. So, classic position here. Did I just allow him some play? I didn't have to play this right away. I could have held off. Alright, this is just the defender. The knight a3 is just going to be a defender. Can I hold him off for a time on the queen side? Classic sort of King's Indian battle. If f5... My concern is that he locks the king side. I don't want it to get completely locked. Possible piece sacrifices here. Keep in mind. This is also not really the best square in the world for a knight. But as usual in the King's Indian, the problem is his attack is on the queen side. You know, it's attacking heir. And my attack is on the king side against his king. Yul Skinner plays white, for example, with e4, Grand Prix attacks Sicilian. He likes to attack the king. You know, I'm not sure that he's comfortable here attacking the heir on my queen side. Trick. It is trick. We have trick. He didn't really have time to calculate. His queen looks almost trapped there. Almost, but not yet. It's hard to get more than just a queen. I guess I'll just take this. I'm objectively winning here. Don't need to do anything fancy. He was too pressed for time. He just fell for this. It's good defense. Very good defense. Oh well, I'll just have to grind it out. Ah, my g5 pawn. That's funny. Interesting. What? Alright. I would have traded queens and taken the knight to e5, But maybe he's right to not trade queens. His queen could easily get trapped here. Well, he's got other problems. Black has just lost. Now he's forced to go into the endgame. He didn't play g6. Thought that was a good move. We really should finish that pawn off. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Wasn't a great game by me, but there are some interesting points. Okay, so we've got 40 minutes left, enough for 3 games. Can I shamelessly plug the team battle for others? For others, it depends on who the others is. I don't think there's anyone I really dislike that's doing the team battle that I know of. All right, Berenson and Testosterone. Anyway, no one that I like strongly dislike is doing it that I knew of. Berenson, let's go. So, thanks for being a subscriber. Speaking of close, so let's just make every game I'm white. Why am I white every game? Just a coincidence. Is this a move? G4? Isn't this some kind of messed up gambit? The dunce players love this stuff. It's stronger than D4, Knight F6, G4. Which Mr. Coffee doesn't like it. Oh, this is a really good grob, dude. Now we have like hyper grob. Excellent grob. I mean, objectively, he should take the pawn. I think this is covered in the link Springer. Knight takes G4, D4. I suppose you could play E4 as well, but I would think you'd want to not allow black to establish a... Actually, I don't know. Knight takes G4. Maybe it is E4. Probably would be good to know that before playing it. Pawns should be protected by pawns, not pieces. An excellent grove. An excellent grob. It is. The grob is like the worst opening for white. I refuse to play it. But if you soup it up with 2 or 3 tempi, I mean, it probably becomes pretty good, dude. You know, give me 2 tempi and a grob, and I'm good to go. You don't have to be Pavel Blatny to appreciate this. This may or may not be a good move. Probably not. Not the challenging knight move I was expecting. Just visiting. Just visiting. It's like Monopoly. That's what I was thinking. was going to happen before. Get out of jail free card. I mean, I really ought to play h5 at this point. Nah, Black's totally blundered his position. Clearly, he's lost his mind. Don't have to be Paul Curious to win this with white. h7, though, feels like a tedious thing to do. I feel like he's going to get some sort of counterplay if I go through h7. Though, then again, maybe I need to take it. It's a matter of principle. Now we got to castle queenside quickly. Bishop g7, knight f6. We don't really have any threats. I can't believe people are really watching the Women's World Championship. Just not. Not famous enough players for me. There should just be like one world championship. What is this? Sexism. G takes f6 check. Alright. Develop the pieces. And now queen h8, bishop g5 check. Queen d2, get out of here. So he's managed to almost reach a decent position. The operative word being almost. But I don't understand. Somebody said, let me get this straight. Somebody said they're watching the World Championship, right? Is it in China? Must be, right? Queen d2, bishop g4, check. All right, next game. Testosterone. I'm taking the challengers who are subscribers to the stream. Guys, tomorrow night, those who are subscribers, we're holding a subscriber stream. So we do game analysis with 10 games from the subscribers, submitted games. Testosterone. He even plays g6 against c3. The serious obsession. The most anti-g6 move you can think of. He's doing it anyway. I'm starting to like this Grob theme. What would Mr. Coffee do? D4. Team battle. Thursday subscriber stream tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. CET here. I don't know what to do against g6. It's a theme. The theme today is what? The Grob, the Dutch, the Birds opening. G6. I'll play a Leningrad Dutch reversed. How's my dark square bishop doing? Hold in there, pal. It's nothing personal. I don't have anything against you. You know, it's just, I have a lot of confidence in your powers. Lasker said the pieces that are blocked in are very, I'm paraphrasing completely, but when they come out, they're very angry. This bishop is getting pretty heated right now. It's like, hey man, what are you doing to me with all those pawns on the dark squares? You have some problem with me, bud? I have faith in you, dark squared bishop. Chess for Zebras. Jonathan Rowson, Scottish Grandmaster and academic. He said you should talk to your pieces. So I'm talking to you, dark squared bishop. Talking to you. I love you. I love you even though I've treated you badly. This one's not happy either. Come on, speed it up. We have 11 viewers. What? The FIDE official FIDE Women's World Championship match has 94 viewers. Do not support FIDE, please. Oh. WFM Anna Kramling. I thought you were talking about the other Kramling, the Grandmaster. Now everybody's a commentator. Apparently. Arena FM. Ponda commentating the World Championship. Let's get some candidate C players to do commentary. D6. Talking heads. The content doesn't matter, it's how you look. So what's up here? D3. Yeah, this is a good setup. Actually, Chesstosterone, I played myself this way against German IM Florian Graffel. The English opening versus the Dutch. But I think it's actually pretty good for black. Well, I'm black here, you're white. You're playing the English opening, I'm playing the Dutch. In case you didn't know. Maybe I didn't play the best setup though. C3 is probably slow. It's better to be able to play C4 in a critical moment. I'll be a tempo down. So I had a similar game with Dimitri Lass, one of our subscribers and friends here. This is nothing more than a closed Sicilian again. I think I'm deeply obsessed with this opening. Every single game turns into a closed Sicilian. Strange. So f5. Testosterone, did we play this before? Because somebody had a game like this. Exactly. With yours truly. Somebody had like the exact same position against me some months ago. I don't remember. Maybe it was back when I was streaming from the United States. This is like a classic positional pawn sacrifice. But then again, black should be okay too. Oh my god. Just fearless. Fearless or foolhardy? Damn. Hell hath no fury, like chess testosterone. I just don't care. I just don't care. So knight a3. Pawn takes pawn. Rook takes f8 check. Bishop takes. Wow. I mean, I don't know, dude. Black's development is, and there's a lot of weaknesses. Bishop g5, queen e8. Bishop g5 is even interesting. White should have totally viable compensation here. This looks promising. Not sure the best way to do it though. Alright, let's develop a piece. Develop. We've sacrificed a pawn. We're up to 20. We're suddenly up to 20 viewers. Just as the stream is going to come to an end in half an hour. But don't leave. The best part is waiting for you here. 20 viewers. It's like my worst stream in 2 weeks. This is much more interesting than the Women's World Championship. Knight a3, Alms, victor of tournament. Yeah, I couldn't decide whether to play knight a3, bishop g5, queen h5. I mean, I think I must develop pieces, though. Knight d2, also. I can't believe that white doesn't have compensation for this. Okay, the most important thing is that I think we'll exchange rooks on f8 and either draw the bishop or king out of position. If he takes with the queen, I have queen takes d6. That would devastate his whole position. He cannot lose the d6 pawn, and that's why knight a3 is important. The Women's World Championship is boring. Boring. I don't even know who these players are. Every year it's like someone different. What's up with that? Why is there a different world champion for women every single year? It gives you the feeling like the whole system is random. Like the system for determining who plays for the world championship for women is too random. All right. Actually, the men's system is pretty random too. I like candidates matches. Speaking of world championships, they should go back to the way it was. I mean, It's a different random challenger every time with the system. Why not just find the best player? Prove the absolute best, most worthy challenger for the World Championship. FIDE is hopeless. The World Chess Federation is hopeless. What's the point of having the best player in the world in a world championship? Did she quit chess to study or something? Is that it? One of the only people in the world poised to really profit from her achievements, and she goes to study something else. And then we have all these people trying to make money by playing chess. I would switch to a different career, but it's just too late for me, honestly. Too old to go back to school. Knight c4. Knight c4, d5, clearly. So we don't have that. He's banking on this. He's got to be banking pretty hard on d5, saving him in every variation. How about bishop g5? Bishop g5, bishop e6. Doesn't seem like a problem for black. Damn it. What if I sack the piece here? It's not going to be enough. I just picked up the board. Alright. We're in time pressure as always, and I don't know if I have enough for the sacrificed pawn. I don't understand why chess has to evolve with the times. What does that mean? I don't think so, dude. You've been hanging out with people like Greg Shahade too much or something. Chess isn't like bingo, It's made to be a thinking game. Oh, man. You've got that. Can't believe it. I had a better move. But I mean, yeah, I don't support Greg Shahade's ideas about chess. All right, let's play Alms. Subscribers. He's just trying to make money. If you want to make money, that's fine. But I was more interested in chess being played for the sake of chess. Not turning into a business or something. Tries to turn everything into a business. It's chess requires actual thought, He's just trying to maximize the profit of his whatever chess league. Looking out for number one. The fact is that a lot of people like chess the way it is. It's easier, though. It's like fast food, you know, to turn chess into bullet chess or 45-minute world champions. Fast food is easier for idiots to consume. It's also kind of like the dumbing down of society, I think, a little bit. I'm sure the National Review supports the quickening of chess time controls. But seriously, all right, guys, we have time. Oh no, all right, I gotta play something to throw him off. I almost forgot. He knows this even. We're talking about the World Championship, dude. We're not talking about some offhand chess streamer trying to teach people online. It's a little more serious than that. It's ridiculous. They don't know anything about chess history, Totally disrespecting the game, I agree. It's like another video game or something. Fortnite. Trying to turn chess into a video game so that it's popular with the parents of 6-year-old children. I don't know. The point is to think deeply about the game. Faster time controls, it's like masturbation. 7 plus 3 is fast, but that's the best we can do here with the allotted time we have. Man, I don't know what to do here. C5 is the move. I forgot what I even played. I think I took on C5. Berenson, I don't know why you're turning this into some sort of argument on my stream, but it's starting to become kind of irritating. So I'd appreciate if you would stop doing that. The reason why I host a stream is to play, longer games and try to sort of treat the game with respect. Maybe you should go to a stream where they're playing bullet chess or something like that. It's the antithesis of everything I stand for, is what you're arguing for, basically. You're going against everything I stand for. But other than that, it's great. I think that chess should be played like 40 moves in 2 hours. Sudden death in one. If I had the choice, I think the World Championship should go back to something like a 6 or 7 hour time control. We're not making progress by making chess faster. That's just a fantasy promoted by people like Greg. Nothing against Greg personally, but I think that he's completely wrong, you know. I have more respect for chess than that. People have been trying to make chess popular since Maurice Ashley thought that it would be a world popular sport on ESPN. He was commentating 30 years ago, you know. Chess will never be an exciting sport like basketball or something, you know. I mean, it's ridiculous. Try to turn it into that. It's not meant to be. Alms is so solid. Thanks for subscribing, no problem at all. Where are you going? He has knight c1 check in some positions. So actually, it's just a dreadfully equal position. Now bishop f6. Very solid for black. Objectively, it's just a draw. Alms is too solid. In this variation, at least. He plays consistently on the black side of the roller pass, and I forgot to play weird openings again this game. This stupid argument in the chat distracted me. But we should have been playing something unusual here. I've got to go soon, guys, so I think I'm going to play one more game. Then I've got to run. Absolutely last game against Varvara. 5+3. It's just completely equal. Maybe I could play e4, overextend myself a little bit with like e4, e5. Seriously, e4. This is risky. e4, e5, and then bishop e4. He has knight d5, but I've got bishop takes d5. And if rook takes d5, rook c7. Possibly winning a pawn in that line. So he's got rook d7 now. That holds on, unfortunately. I might even be worse here. Right. Oh, man. Even that's a strong idea. Got nothing here. I could even lose this really easy. Knight a4, threatening knight c5 maybe? I think Ams is underrated. Does this hang something? Just waiting to make a blunder. Just asking for trouble. Scary. Well, he just generously let me win on time, but even this position is probably okay for black. Ams is a nice guy. He was actually better. Not in the final position, but if we go back a couple moves. And that computer just thinks it's equal. The engine actually thinks I am a tiny bit better here. I feel overextended. So you missed a key move here. I didn't see this either. So pawn takes bishop b5. You have what, knight c3 check? Yeah, we both missed this. Rook takes c3. Oh my god, you have rook takes d2 check. I thought it would be like this. This variation is weird enough. Like, even c2. No, c2 doesn't work. All right, so you have to take. This is just a draw. Anyway, good game. I'm going to play one last game. I didn't see knight c3 at all. Spaced it. Last game, guys, I got to go. I'm going to be back tomorrow night. Subscriber stream. So if you have a game you'd like to have analyzed, you are a subscriber to the stream. Submit it here to my account, lichess, on lichess Sparkle Horse. As you can see, this is it. I've got a live tournament on Friday starting, so I'm trying to compact a lot of things into a short amount of time. He's not going to be here now. No problem, guys. No problem, guys. Time to end the stream. So, anyways, it was good to host you guys for the morning. I'm going to be back We're competing with the Women's World Championship here a little bit slow today anyway. I'm going to be back tomorrow night on Thursday with game analysis for subscribers. So if you'd like to, please join us for that. Thank you, Oms, for a good game as usual. I had played that variation with your countrymen. I think I told you before. Martin Senf. I thought I played this move. It's weird. The game's not in the database. I'm almost certain I played d takes c5 here. And there were certainly not all these games. That's weird. I don't think I played c takes d. This did not happen. Pretty sure I played this move. We had a game like this. It's very strange this game is not in the opening explorer. Take. I believe it was this position. It was in Norway in 2006. Yeah, but Bishop G3. Carlsen Magnus. No, he didn't play that. Bishop G3 is a rare move. C5 is good. D takes C5. Very strange this move has not been played in a single game. Very strange. I definitely have a game in this line. So the lichess opening explorer is pretty unreliable. Well, I mean, I don't mind, we can have fast tournaments, but to make the World Championship into a circus seems stupid. It's a separate thing, All right, guys, I'm done discussing that. So we're going to be here on Thursday with game analysis. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you then. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, for tuning in. And I know it's early for you, so we really appreciate your moderation powers. Thanks, Oms. I know you're a supporter of real chess. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.